you today to show you a couple of stretches that you can do to help you warm your body up so that you can do your splits. I know everybody wants to learn how to do a split, right? So these are just some stretches that I like to do to get my muscles warmed up before I actually even start going into my split. So I always like to start with my legs out in front of me, feet pointed up at the ground, at the ceiling, right? Start with inhaling, and then as you exhale, you just move your body forward. And then I just like to hold this for a couple of breaths, using your abdomen. Anywhere from 3 to 5 breaths is what I like to hold each of my stretches for. And then as I inhale, I come up. So then you can bring one of your legs in, all right, making sure your upper body's turned towards that foot as you inhale, and then again you exhale as you take it forward. And just hold it there, using your breath. With each exhalation, maybe your body goes a little further into that stretch. And then you inhale, you come up, change sides. Same thing, inhale, and as you exhale, take it forward. And then inhaling and coming up. I'm going to take my leg, place it over top of my other one, and then exhaling forward, right? And as I exhale forward, roll the chin to the chest. You can feel it stretching back here along the back side of your thigh. And then come up, change sides, exhaling forward, and then chin to chest. And then push yourself back up. And then we can come up to standing. Just because I love to do one round of sun salutations, maybe 2 with everything, right? So inhale up, and then exhale, fold forward. Right there, hold it there. Really placing your hands nice and firmly on the ground. Moving your head around, right? Maybe look it up, look it down. Maybe look left and right. Rolling your head around, right? And just taking some nice deep breaths right here so that you can start to loosen up that spine, right? And then as you inhale, step one of your legs back, dropping the knee down, tucking the toe, okay? From here, I have my left foot forward, so my left hand stays down on the ground. Right hand comes behind you, looking at that hand. Now, maybe you can grab a hold of your foot so that you can get an extra stretch right here. That feels so good. And then let it go mindfully. Bring my right hand to the ground. Left hand goes back. Now I'm opening up the other hip, right? Again, 3 to 5 breaths with each movement. Now I want to take and shift myself backwards. When I say that, that means it's like someone's grabbing my hips and pulling them back. As they do, my heel is my anchor. It stays in the ground. My knee stays bent, right? My head stays down right here. You should feel that stretch right here in the back side of your thigh, right? And then as you inhale, you send yourself forward, pushing the hips down towards the ground, looking up. Again, I'm going to show you that again. As you exhale, it's like someone's pulling those hips back, using that heel as an anchor. Your knee stays bent, your head stays down. And if you notice, my hands move. It's all about where you want to feel the a stretch. So you just have to work with that until you find that sweet spot for you, okay? And then as you inhale, you shift yourself forward, looking up. Very nice. Then take yourself back to plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Go down to the ground. And then we inhale up to up dog. Right? Your legs are down on the ground. Your hips are up. Your arms, your shoulders are away from your ears. Right? And you're just breathing here. It's really good for your back. Then take yourself to down dog. Couple of nice breaths here. And then we're going to do the same thing other side, right? So my right foot comes forward, left knee goes down, tucking that toe, right? Right hand stays down on the ground. Bringing my left hand back behind me, looking at that hand. Now you can stay there. You're still going to feel a good stretch, or you can bring that foot up to you so you can get even deeper in that stretch, right? And then you let that go mindfully. Left hand down, right hand comes over. Same thing, feeling that stretch there, counting, using your breath. Then both hands back to the mat, as once again you shift your hips back, like someone's pulling my hips back. My knee stays bent, my heel is my anchor, it's not moving. My toes are up at the ceiling, my head is down. And then you inhale, you shift yourself forward. Really pushing those hips down to the mat. Show you that again. Hips go back. Hips are back. Knee is bent. Head goes down. One more time, send it forward. Nice. Now step the left foot to meet the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, take it forward. Inhale up to flat back. Exhale down. Now step the left foot back. This time again, dropping the knee, tucking the toe. Now this time, I want to sit myself legs straight, right? And then sit down on that foot. Inhale. And then exhale, take it forward. And then come up. Once again, you're back here. Now find your pigeon from here. All right? Inhale up. Exhale down. Hold that for a couple of breaths as you inhale, come up. Right? Send that foot back to plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Once again, come up to the up dog. Couple of breaths here. Take it to down dog. Step the left foot forward. Drop the knee down, tuck the toe. Now once again, I'm going to pull my hips back, but I'm straightening my leg this time. So my hands are way back here, right? And then I drop all the way down into it. I'm sitting on this foot. As I exhale, take myself forward. I inhale, I bring it up. Shift myself forward here so that I can just find my pigeon nice and easy. Just like so. And then I exhale, take it down. Couple breaths. And then I would inhale and bring it up. Right? Take it back to plank. Back to down dog. Hold it a couple of breaths, then I would bend my knees, float my way up to the front of the mat. Okay? From here, just some really easy things. Finding your balance, of course, that's important, right? Whenever you're ready, shifting your weight over to one foot, and then you're just gonna bring your foot up, your derriere, right? Really feeling that stretch. See how nice my legs are in one nice straight line together? It's not like here, right? The object is to try to get your heel to your butt, right? And keeping that leg in line with the other. A couple breaths on that. And then I would switch and bring it forward as high as I can, holding it there. Same thing for 3 to 5 breaths. And then I would release it mindfully. Same thing other side. Bring it heel to your butt, holding it there. You can even bring your arm up, right? If you would like. And then I would bring it forward. And you can even roll your foot around. Sometimes I like to do some ankle rolls. Roll it one way and then roll it the other way, right? Nice. So from here, I'm nice and wide. Turn my left foot out, my right foot turns in, right? One hand on top of the other, and I just want to go down that front leg. From here, one hand on either side of the foot, tucking your chin, and just breathing deeply right here. Couple breaths. And then I would inhale and come back up. Then I would turn my front foot in, right hand to the left leg, the left hand on your hip. As I exhale, I take it down. I'm gonna hold it here. Now, either my chin stays to my chest and I hold it here, or I take my right hand, it goes down to the mat, my left hand comes up right into the reverse. And I would hold that for 3 to 5 breaths as well. And then I release my hand, inhale, come up, turn my foot out, one hand on top of the other, exhale, taking it down the inside of that leg, placing both hands down. You can either stay here, chin to chest, or you can leave your left hand down, right hand comes to the sky, right into the triangle. And then I put my hand down, and then come back up, and then I would change sides, right? Same thing, foot's out, right foot's forward, one hand on top of the other, take it down, and then I would come up, turn the foot in, opposite hand is leg, take it down, you either hold it here, tucking the chin to your chest, or left hand goes down, right arm comes up, right? Couple breaths. Release the hand, inhale, come up. Then I turn my foot out, one hand on top of the other. Inhale, you always start with an inhale, right, to prep yourself. Every movement goes with an exhalation. Exhale, take it down. Both hands can either stay on the ground, tuck my chin to my chest, or one arm down, one arm up, right into your triangle. Just like that. And then release the hand and bring it up. Turning yourselves back to center. Both feet are pointed like this. Now, take the left foot, turn it out. We're going to be dropping over to the side. Just like this. All right? This stretch is really good to open it up. Very nice. And then you would walk yourself back to center, turn the other foot out, and then just drop it over to the side, like so. Making sure, one, that this foot doesn't move. It is still pointed like this. My heel stays on the ground. So that might mean that you're only going to get to here to start with. That's okay. Wherever you can go, you go. Back to center, bring it up. Walk your feet in a little bit, right? You want them about shoulder width apart. Hands right here into prayer. Inhale. And as you exhale, just drop yourself down into a squat. Now, once you found your squat and you're comfortable, press your palms together so that you can press your knees open. See how I start here, right? When I first drop down, and then as I press my palms together, lengthening my spine, it opens me up just like that. And hold that. Once again, you're holding everything for at least 3 breaths. 5 is even better. Maybe you want to hold it longer than that. Whatever works for you, whatever you're comfortable with, right? Until your body starts to feel like it's warm and your hips are opening up. So then from here, I'm gonna go flat on my back, bringing one knee to my chest, right? Holding that, really pressing that knee to my chest. And then I wanna take, and the object is to put my knee in my armpit. So for me, I can grab the top of my foot to send my knee to my armpit. Maybe for you, you have to grab it here, right? Whatever works for you, that's where you wanna grab. Then from here, just a nice straighten that leg and pull on it. If you feel tension, back out of it, right? That means you've gone too far. And then take that foot, place it on top of the knee, arms are open, take yourself down to the floor, right? Grabbing hold of that leg, looking in the opposite direction. Give you a nice little spinal twist there. Back to center, change sides. Bring that knee to that chest, hold that. And then you want to bring your knee to your armpit, right? Like I said, once again, so maybe you have to grab here. For me, I can grab the top of my foot, right? And really press that in there so you feel that stretch. And then once again, straightening that leg, pulling that leg down, really putting some traction on that. But making sure that the leg that's on the ground is still straight, right? It's probably come up off the ground a little bit, that's okay, but it still needs to be straight. Once again, that foot goes on top of that knee, arms go out, shoulder level, take yourself over, grabbing a hold of that knee, pressing it down a little bit as your head turns, looking at that other hand. And then bring it back to center, right? From here, happy baby. So, I can grab hold of my feet and push my knees to the floor, opening up my hips. Maybe for you, maybe all you can do is grab here. Whatever you can, grab. I like to put my arms right here around so that I can use them to press my knees towards the ground, opening up my hips, right? Because even if I can only grab here, I can still wrap them around to press them down, right? So wherever you can wrap them, do that. Hold this. This is such a nice stretch right here. From there, I'm going to bring myself up. Soles of your feet together, right? Bringing them in as close as you can. Closer the better. Like the object is to really get them all the way in there, right? Interlacing your hands, wrapping them around your feet. Inhale, looking up. And then as you exhale, so maybe my legs are out a little bit further, right? Maybe you can't get them all the way in towards your body. So you inhale, you're up. And as you exhale, you use your elbows to press down on those calves, right? As you roll your chin to your chest and breathe deeply. Because as you're pressing down on those calves, it's stretching right here, right? And then you would come up. I like to open my legs nice and wide, however wide you can, whatever works for you, right? From here, I would exhale and walk myself down. This is really good for straddle splits. And then I would come up, leave one hand down, one hand up and over. Now, it's really important when you are reaching to the side that you don't reach like this. That's a totally different stretch. I want you to think up and over so that you're opening up that chest. So even if you can only get this far, that's okay, right? And then you would do the other side. Maybe you have a scarf or a belt or something so that you can wrap around that foot. That would be great too. Open, leaving that chest open as you look up underneath that arm, right? Gaze up at the sky. And then come back, and then again, I would take myself forward one more time because it feels so good. And then bring yourself back up. From here, this is kind of like happy baby, but not on the floor, right? So from here, walking your hips down, and then flattening your body onto the ground, right? Hold that for some couple breaths, 3, 4, 5, whatever you got in you. And then bringing it up. There's also 2 exercises that I like to do against a wall, right? One is scooting your bum as close to the wall as possible. Actually, you want your bum all the way at the wall. And then just opening those legs up against that wall, right? That's the first one. The second one that I like to do is I like to sit up and the same thing, but this time my legs are in straddle, and then I scoot myself to as far as I can go and just hold it here with some nice easy breaths. And maybe from here I want to go from right to left, and then left to right, right? And just holding it here. Really nice straight back. Maybe I take the 5 breaths, and then I scoot myself a little forward. And then I would take 5 more breaths, and then scoot myself a little more forward until I got to where I was comfortable and I couldn't go any further. And then I would hold that for a little longer and then come back out of it. Okay? All right, so let's get us some blocks. Practice some splits, right? So you want to start with yourself down. Then from here, I like to start up. It's important that your legs are straight. Your back foot is like a stopper. You don't want it turned out like this because you don't want your hips turned out. You want your hips square. That's the most important thing, is your hips being square, right? Instead of your foot turned out, that turns your hips out. So your back foot is like a doorstop. Your hips are square. Your body is up. So maybe for you, you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Maybe you're actually up here. And this is where you're struggling at. It's really important that your back is elongated, right? So even if you're up here, you still want to keep your back as elongated as possible, right? And hold this. Same thing with how you're holding your split against the wall. Same thing. Couple breaths. Exhale, see if you can go a little further. A couple of breaths. Exhale, see if you can go a little further. A couple of breaths. Exhale, see if you can go a little further. Until eventually, one day you're down. Your knee tucks under, your toe tucks under. Your hips are straight. Your back is up nice and tall into a beautiful split, right? And then to get out, it's really important that you roll over towards the leg that's out front, right? That's how I got out of that. So even if I was up here, like so, same thing. I'm still gonna bail out. This is my leg that's out straight, so I'm bailing out using that same hand to release everything. Because if you bail out the other way, you're gonna tear something. That's not good. So I also like to do another stretch. It's very similar to where you're doing the straddle split and you're pressing yourself up against the wall. This one is just doing the standing split. So placing your hands on the ground, right? Leg goes up the wall. And then you slowly inch yourself back, right? Same thing, making sure that your toe is tucked under, your hips are squared, and then with each breath, on the exhalation, slowly walking yourself back. And then when you get to your stopping point, mindfully letting yourself down, of course, changing to the other side when you're ready, and then just coming on up. And that is how we stretch and we practice our splits. If you have any questions, please send them to me, email, comments, however. Thank you so very much for joining. Take care. Om Shanti.